Many people think it's stress, but deep down it's traumas and histories that we've felt that like reflect back to us when we're alone. So like, what are you thinking when you're alone? When you are
Mm,
in your own space, in your own mind? What are you saying to
mm.
yourself?
Yo, what's Gucci? What's Fendi? What's poppin'? Brand new whip? Nah, fam. I just hopped in. Welcome back to the Mental Health Mondays. You know how it is on Mental Health Mondays. We just chop it up with anyone who wants to share their mental health journey. And today I have a very interesting guest. He wanted to share his own 2 cents about mental health. And I was like, yo, bro, come up. I won't lie, it took a long time for us to get here, but we got here. So without further ado, um I just want to introduce my guest. So to my guest, how are you? Please, firstly, before you even go in there, introduce yourself to the people. What is your name? What do you do? All of that, all of that, all of that.
Hi guys. So I'm Tapiwa, Mabuimbo. I'm currently studying BSc in chemistry at Rhodes.
Uh-huh.
Um, Partaking a couple of leadership activities.
Ooh.
Fundraising, yeah, fundraising director for Going Key. Community engagement for ZimSoc. Media counselor for GovCom.
Hey,
You know,
hey.
um, yeah,
Man,
basically.
man, there's a whole resume, my guy. Aish, aish, aish. Damn, that's some. You start wondering, does this man have mental health issues with such a resume?
Really
Cause my, oh, uni, okay. Anyway, so let's just get straight into it, bruv. Uh, so what's mental health to you, bruv? What is it to you?
Personally, I just feel like, mental health is what we portray ourselves when we're alone, Like many people think it's stress, but deep down it's traumas and, histories that we've felt that like reflect back to us when we're alone. So like, what are you thinking when you're alone? When you are
Mm,
in your own space, in your own mind? What are you saying to
mm,
yourself? For
mm,
me, that's like, that's like mental health. Not stress, but then what you actually think of yourself
mm.
when you're alone.
Damn, that's quite deep, bruv.
Yeah.
When was the first time you had a mental health issue like that, where you're just by yourself thinking, and then boom? When take me back to that first time, and you did you know it was like mental health? Like what was going through your mind, bruv? Da da da
Yeah, I
da.
mean like like I think like with most cases with, boys from Zim, it's like, you've got a lot of bullying, a lot of, peer pressure,
Mm-hmm.
you're up as a man. So for me, it basically like began at a very young stage. I'm talking grade 5, grade
Oh,
3,
yo,
I was
yo, yo,
like,
yo, yo.
and like I went through the most because like I was like an overage, so I wasn't
Mm-hmm.
really hanging with people in my stream, but the next stream. So now you're running with these people, you're playing sports, you're
Mm-hmm.
the young guy, you're the kid guy, the water guy, the slowest.
Mm.
You're just there, and like that's where like they start to get to you, like how you feel about yourself. They start changing that. They start making you feel like you are less important. That's I feel like that was the starting point, you know, for
Mm-mm.
for what
Damn.
we call mental health.
My guy,
Yeah,
you said it started in grade 5. Grade
I mean,
5.
I
Whoa.
could trace it back earlier, but then
Oh.
as far as I remember, it was grade 5, probably
so
grade 5.
so for you, the bullying didn't go well for you, huh? Where
No, I
you? Mm-hmm.
I didn't have, like a good early a good early primary half, if I could say it like that. So
Mm.
yeah, that wasn't like the greatest time.
What was that like? Was it one of those after a day of school, you go back home, you're crying? What was that like?
Like contrary to like what people think, it was actually like the opposite. So I would actually like look forward to going back home. I had a good support system back at home.
Mm,
So
that's nice.
I genuinely like looked forward to go back home. Like school time was the worst time.
Wow.
Primary school was the worst time. But then as soon as I got home, man, like all of that stuff wasn't there. I had my mom, my dad all there. Everyone was equal. It was the greatest of all times.
Did you tell them about your issues at school though?
I didn't actually have to because like I was never made to feel different at home. So like you always have
Oh.
that initial of I know who I am back at home. So like
Yeah.
when that's been drilled into you so hard, nothing can really like change you at school. So it was just like, okay, I actually have to tolerate these people for the entire day. And then I'm done. But then it did get to me at some point, I won't lie, but not as much.
What did you do when it got to you though? How did you
I
react?
mean, it's you start questioning a lot of things, like what if this guy's actually right? What if I'm just
Oh.
not, like all those secondary thoughts, you know?
Mm. Damn.
Yeah,
And
man.
and okay, so this is primary school. And
Yeah.
this is an interesting one. This is the first one. I won't lie, because usually when I talk to people about this, they say, no, both at home and even at school, it's just a whole mess. So now,
Oh, okay.
when you left primary school, yeah,
Yeah.
now you're in high school. Did that change? Was it still the same? What was it like? That
You
transition
know,
from,
the transition was actually a very complicated one.
tell
I
me
have to
more.
say, because like, when I was basically like bullied from like grade 4, 5 until like 6.
Mm-hmm.
But then when that happened, that only made me wanna, be competitive. So like it didn't really turn me down. It just made me very competitive, out to prove a point, to
Mm,
everyone. So my last two primary years at school,
yeah.
I just killed everyone. So I just killed the course.
Oh,
I just
okay.
killed,
That sounds bad. Like, man is bodying people. Like, what the hell?
nah, not
uh,
like that. I
yeah.
just killed, and then like at the end of it all, like as we finished primary, we came out the highest with 4 units. So
Woo.
that was like a statement, like like okay, so this guy actually backed himself up, even though after everything, and that was like the stepping point of my confidence. I mean, we got like bullied hard in high school, but then after that grade 7 point, there wasn't going back. Like there was never any going back.
Mm,
So
okay. So
fast forward,
what
fast,
about in high school now? What was then happening in high school?
yo, I mean, high school was crazy, man. Kyle, like you were Kyle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
like Kyle,
it
Kyle
was
was the
better.
best.
It was better for you, ne?
It was better, man. The bullying was more physical than it was emotional. So
You can say that again. uh,
like you had like your your first team in rugby beating the shit out of you, but then after after what you know, like in primary, it was more of physical bullying than it was emotional. It didn't affect me given that like I didn't have any point to prove. I also like got a little respect from, my Zimsek results. Okay, this kid is in A1, this kid got
mm,
good grades.
Mm-hmm,
You
mm-hmm.
know, kind of like you had to prove a point. Like you had to beat
Yeah,
some,
yeah, definitely, definitely.
that's your trademark. So for me, academics just became a trademark for me.
Oh, so
That's
you
how
you
come.
you're a
Like,
smart man. You're a smart man, huh? Doing
yeah, I mean,
BSc.
I put in a
Uh,
little bit.
eh. He's not trying to be humble. Smart man, leader. All right. So let's say because it sounds like the only time when you really had that mental health issue was primary school. So now let's
But then it's
say,
not true. Because then, like, we go further. It thickens. It thickens further on.
oh, it thickens. Tell me, please. Tell me more.
But then, like, I really didn't have like crisis issues. Like self-reflectory in high school. Like, life went pretty well. Like
Mm.
after I knew that what, T niggas can whip your ass the whole day, but you still shit. Like that was just the mentality
Yeah,
jumping into that. Like that never changed.
yeah.
I was al- even when I wasn't the shit, I thought I was the shit. So like
Hey.
that never changed. Hence
Yeah.
the hence the physical bullying and non-emotional bullying. It didn't get to me.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Uh huh.
But
Then.
then
Uh
obviously
huh.
as you like get more exposed to like mental health, you go into university, you start unlearning a lot of things. You realize, okay, actually, I was in a very sticky place here, and then like that's when you start to reflect a lot of things.
Hmm.
Yeah,
When did you start reflecting? When you got to uni, second year? When did that reflection start?
like funny thing. Like when
Mm.
I was like, I think when I came in first year, I actually didn't believe in mental health like at
Oh
all.
yeah,
Like
yeah, def. Mm-hmm.
yeah, so like as you see people as you like unlearn new things, as you like actually learn, that things that you have become used to aren't actually okay. I mean, like we tolerate a lot of shit in Zim, eh? And like things that
Mm.
aren't okay, like things that are
Like
like
what?
traumatic.
Like what? Like give me
So
this one where you're like, "Ah, I tolerate this, but it's actually not cool."
basic, basic human rights, but like how we laugh about basic human rights,
Mm-hmm.
right of
Mm-hmm.
speech,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
right of physical protection, like that basic
Ooh.
stuff, like that's not okay. Like so, it was like you've always grown up in a restrictive government, in a
Mm. But yeah.
repressive government, like how
Mm-hmm.
we make jokes, all of that. And then
Mm-hmm.
you actually and then you realize, no, man, this is actually traumatic. This is actually wrong. This is mentally affecting us, but we don't realize it yet. That's when you start to like, okay, so I actually have a lot of trauma to get back from.
Ooh. So things like you're saying basically the things that, especially as a Zimbabwean, you've normalized. And when you went outside of your shower, you're now in South Africa, and you hear other people expressing themselves, you realize, whoa, maybe some of these things that I was tolerating are not supposed to be tolerated.
Absolutely. Like you look at that joke they had, 001 back at home. Like,
Uh-huh.
you you eat zero meals and then you just thug it out non-stopper.
Okay, no,
And then you have
it's not funny, but yeah, I get yeah. Mm.
it's not funny, but then like you've got like, millions of people in Zimbabwe, like students, like living off that
For
and
real, dog.
no
On
one
a
is doing
real
anything
note,
about it.
bro. On a real note, bro. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
And
mm-hmm.
we like have to like, like we laugh about it. We say that's university, that's growing up. But no kid should be entitled to one meal a day. We talk about
Mm.
how kids walk 9Ks. We laugh it off. Like if you were to walk 9Ks just one day, you'd feel it. And then we've normalized all of this. We've normalized paying the fees, man, like the
Mm.
ridiculously expensive fees, the
Mm-hmm.
ridiculously low services, like all of these things. Like you see how they treat us at the bus station. You put 200 people in a 60-seater bus. We've normalized all of that.
Mm.
That's totally, so like you begin to like unlearn this, and then in that process of unlearning all of this, you realize, no man, I actually need to heal, you know? I actually have things that I have not opened up to. And when
So,
you
not to cut you, but is this
yeah,
more a, because from what I'm hearing, is this more, maybe correct me, is this more like things you personally need to unlearn, or you feel like as a, because it's more tailored to Zimbabwe? Yes.
I mean like from the perspective that I'm coming at, it's more of a nationwide problem. But then when you break down into, you know, like the social aspects of that country and many African countries, you realize that it's a problem that is closely affiliated with men, you know. You
Ooh, talk about
have a
that.
very
Talk about that.
you have a very high rate of suicide of a male suicide in Zim that no one talks about. Like the numbers are so high, some aren't even recorded. And that's the first point. Like, why are we not recording all these male suicides? Why are
Why?
we ignoring?
Why do you think there's so many male suicides, though?
I mean, like, obviously, I'm pretty sure, coming from a man's perspective and talking to a man, we understand the pressure that is put upon us, like, from the get-go. I mean, just imagine just starting university, like, they're already telling you you're the breadwinner, you take care of the
Mm,
family, you have all this pressure being mounted upon you. And at the same time, no one is listening to your actual cries, you know, like, no one listens to them. You are having a problem. No, shut up. We paid fees. Go study. You know, you're having a problem. How are you having a problem when you have 2 meals? It's like not solving anything. So it's a mainly, you know, it's gender selective. It's very attacking on males. Not to separate, you know, not to say that women don't have emotional problems and physical problems, but it's in this aspect, like men really feel it.
mm. I won't lie. I
It's a
understand.
it's,
I
it's a
understand.
very It's a very dense, like when you want to talk about mental health, for me, it's like quite dense for us to start. Like we have so many topics we need to unpack. We have so
Mm,
many things we need to discuss, you know, things we need to unlearn, things we need to actually make people realize that no, man, this thing is not correct. This thing is wrong. So
damn, bro.
to actually begin, we have a lot. We have a lot of work to do in the country, in Africa, um, on a global perspective. It's crazy.
And as
And to just
gents,
and to just dive into male mental health is it's another one. It's crazy.
that's a whole nother thing.
You really
I
don't know what
heard
to do.
recently at Rhodes there were like two male suicides. Yeah, like, bro,
Yeah,
that,
that's like I feel like the stories have been a bit fabricated. Not two, but
oh, okay.
one one official, like verified one.
Then the other one
And
wasn't verified.
yeah, the other one is probably a mix up. But then that's what's on the ground. You have many people on the verge, you know, many people with many responsibilities piled upon them, no efficient emotional servicing at all to help them. And then you find someone just can't take it, you know. We're not all built the same. And I
Yeah.
think the first unlearning we need to do is we all have trauma. That's actually where we need to start.
Mm. Amen to
There's
that.
no there is no one that doesn't have trauma because we've all been raised in a very toxic environment, and that's a
Mm.
very that's what we need to start with, you know.
Sure. My guy.
Yeah. So
Like, eish,
that's
eish,
that's like
there's a lot.
it's a lot. That's the first, like, you know, looking at it, like, especially the black man environment is not
True.
not conducive at all. Like,
Mm.
so so you know, like, not understanding what happened but relating, you can see where someone is coming from. That toxic environment, that constant pressure, all added up with no help at all. Like, only leads to one thing: if you don't find someone to open up to, you're gonna have to see that. You're gonna think the only way out is through that. So, yo, we need to first untangle the toxic environment and start working on the fact that we all need help and remove the man term of you are a man, you know?
You know, when you say that, it's crazy because after just talking to so many people, about this, and common denominator online, it's always like, especially men. Even when I interviewed or talked to the other ladies that I talked to on the panel about mental health, the men always come up, especially somehow, like, so that's a real issue. And obviously, like you said, we need to unlearn, we need to unpack. There's so much to. But I don't even know what to say about this, but
It's, it's quite a lot, eh?
yeah, it's a lot because also you start reflecting. I start reflecting for myself. Um, but bro, unfortunately, our time has run out. Um, what I would love for us to do is, after some time, probably to even just do like a recap and
Yeah,
maybe go deeper into some other things that you may have experienced,
very
particularly
much.
with this whole mental health issue, bro. I don't like you hit another nerve because especially when you talk about the country, bro. That's a whole special. Oh, for all my
Yeah,
foreigners listening, it's a special nerve because bro. I understand.
that one needs a solid 80 minutes of your podcast, eh? Like, to actually just start.
A whole series, bro,
Because
because
because it's easy. But also, like, to add on to that, like, from what I've seen, um, we have um, this mental health stemming from, like, our great parents.
yeah.
Um, if you like look back at what your granddad used to do
Mm-hmm.
and what dad used to do and
Mm-hmm.
what
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna do, it's a continuous line of toxic masculinity. I mean, you have in 1980, bro, like people, you turn 17, you leave the house. That's crazy. And uh, and our fathers are like uh are continuing this bad parenting on us, in the name of
Mm.
being like this is where it's stemming from.
Yeah, there's obviously history, and I think definitely our parents would also need some of this therapy, this game. I do think though that um, in their defense, they tried their best.
Yeah.
Definitely, we don't
I
want to
mean,
downplay them because they tried their best for their situation. But of course, I get what you're saying. Like the pressure, bruv. The pressure, bruv. Yo.
there's so much that three generations can move from, you know,
True.
the
True
three
that.
generations of three parental figures, three male parental figures can move from. And that's what we need to fight because, I mean, obviously we are getting better and better. We have parents reading books, talking seminars on how to actually, you know, raise kids, creating this
Yeah,
toxic environment. But we still have a long way to go. We are still far
definitely.
away, especially in Zimbabwe.
Zim has like I said, that would need like a whole series on itself. Zim has like, I don't even want to get into it. I don't. I'll get emotional. I don't even want to get into it, because hey,
Yeah, it's a tricky one.
it's a tricky one, bro. But okay. Anyway, because like I said, our time really has run out. Um, where can people find you on the socials? Maybe if they want to just talk, um, who knows?
So okay, basically, I'm not really a Twitter person or
Mm-hmm.
Facebook. but
Mm-hmm.
I do have a Facebook account that I check from time to time. I am on LinkedIn, you know. I try
uh,
to participate in social media that builds me. So
ooh.
and Instagram. So on Instagram, the viewers can definitely check me out on Jeffrey. But then, to be quite honest, there is no mental mental health postings there. However, I am like quite free to talk, open up, have a venting session. Because sometimes what one person really needs is to just vent.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
Yeah,
Sometimes I want to vent, bro. So,
sometimes you really
yeah.
just want to vent. So like I feel like I would encourage the youth to just find a professional listener, not a professional person to give you solutions, but just to listen because most of the times it's the feeling of not having a way out, of being stuck. So
Oof.
talking to them, like you'd find out that if you talk to someone, you would realize that they have been in a similar predicament, which makes your life way easier.
Mm, that's deep. So,
Yeah,
get a professional listener, not just someone that's giving you solutions because you want to
yeah, and
vent.
And if you like can't afford a professional listener, you could really try a friend. I remember you were talking about in your previous podcast, um you mentioned confiding in your partner, a very,
Mm-hmm.
very wrong a very, very wrong decision.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
But
mm-hmm.
we have a female generation that doesn't know how to handle such vulnerability.
Hey, that's, you know what? I
That's
love my
another one.
females, but that's true. That's true. You know, the reality of the
Yeah,
situation is, yeah.
yeah, the reality is women want men to open up, but they don't know what to do after a man opens up.
Ish, man. I actually, one of my first mental health, exactly, it was a female I had on this
Exactly, and
podcast. She's the one who mentioned it. She actually mentioned
episode
this.
three.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Oh, that's deep. That's a whole other topic. Ah, guys. No, you know what? Tabs, my guy. Thank you so much for pulling through. We're
Sure.
definitely gonna have to do like a repeat, so just so that we can get, you know,
Deeper into it.
yes, cause damn. But for now, if anyone wants to contact him and just vent, maybe he said, ah, no, we can talk. As for me, you can hit me up. You know my handle at psychozw at SICOZW. Um, until the next time, please make sure you have a great week. Clear your mental health, meditate, levitate, all of that, all of that. Yeah. Peace, y'all.